Okay, so we're still doing man in the middle and ARP poisoning using Xanti, and I'd like to show you one of the really cool features of Xanti. This feature will allow us to capture any downloads the target person does, so whenever they download any file, we'll be able to capture it and download it. So I'm just going to enable here capture downloads, and I'm gonna choose the type of file that I'd like to capture, and it's going to be zip files. Now I'm gonna go on the target device and download any zip. So I'm just gonna go ahead and look for something with zip extension. So we have here, I'm gonna download it, save it. So it's called 7a90.zip. Gonna hit OK. And now Xanti should actually capture that and save it for me. Now all this stuff will be downloaded to SD card. So let's go to our file manager here and see if it actually was downloaded. So we have Xanti captures here, and as you can see that I have my file right there. So I can open it and see what's in there, and it is the actual exactly the same file. So I'll just verify that for you here. It went in downloads, or I can just open it here. And as you can see, it's the same file. We managed to capture that. Now what's even cooler from intercepting downloads is, or capturing downloads, is replacing a downloaded file with something else. So for example, let's imagine that the target person is trying to download some exe, some program. We can actually replace that program with a virus or a backdoor or anything that we want, so that when the target person runs their program, they actually run our backdoor. So I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go on intercept downloads and enable that. Then I'm gonna go on the settings. I'm gonna change it to exe, and then I'm gonna select the exe that I wanted to replace this stuff with. And I have a calculator app here that I'm going to use. So now whenever a person tries to download any exe file, it's going to be replaced with what I selected here, which is a calculator. So let's go here, and I'm going to download 7-zip for Windows and the exe version. So I'm gonna save that file, and it's saved. Now when we run this should be a calculator, and it should not be a normal 7-zip file. So I'm gonna run it, and as you can see, I got a calculator instead of getting 7-zip. Now this is huge. We're gonna actually use it in the future in a scenario. So this way you can actually backdoor any file that the target person downloads. So you're not going to be trying to send the person and trick them into downloading a file, and then when they run the file you get what you want. You're going to just create your backdoor or virus or keylog or whatever it is, and just wait for the target person to download something. Once they download that thing from an official website that they trust, and they will want to run that program because they willingly downloaded it, when they run it, they'll actually run your virus or your program instead of running the actual program that they downloaded. In this video now, we're gonna have on some of the other features of Xanti, which is replacing images. So we saw how we can replace files. You can also replace images. You can select the image that you want to replace stuff with. So I'm just going to choose the Kali Linux image right here, and it's already enabled. So if I go back to my Yahoo search for images and search for something, all the images there will be replaced by what I selected. So let's search for cars, for example. So as you can see, all the images that are loading here are the same image that we picked for Kali Linux, which means that all the images are being replaced with what we want. Again, you can think of multiple ways to exploit this to yourself. We're not actually doing exploitation, as you noticed before. Even on replacing the downloaded files, we didn't do the full exploitation thing because I'm leaving that to the exploitation part of the course. So we're only learning how we can do this, how we can do man in the middle, how we can do all that stuff. And then in the future, we'll see how we can combine these attacks to fully exploit a target machine. So I'm going to disable this now. And I'm going to show you the last feature of Xanti, which is inserting HTML code. Now this can be really useful to replace parts of pages that we want, or to do XSS attacks, which basically allow you to steal cookies. It's really simple. You just tap on the on, and then you put the HTML or XSS code, or basically HTML code that you want to execute in here. And then here on the target machine, if you just go anywhere, this code will be executed. So I'm just going to go to yahoo.com, and then you'll see an alert coming up, which is the code that we added. It should show an alert saying Xanti test. As you can see, Yahoo website doesn't say that, so the code was executed. Again, you can do this to do multiple XSS attacks, but I'm not actually going to go deep into that because it's really not very... It is useful in other situations, but if you are the man in the middle, you can do much more powerful attacks than this.